What up, dude?
How you been?
You ready for this?
I'm very ready, yeah.
Feels like a wicked cramp. Are you still competing, or?
I competed in 2021. I went as a Masters.
Yep.
And then this year, I'm actually helping them test workouts for the season.
Won the CrossFit Games.
Team, yeah, multiple times. I started competing in 2009, 10, 14 as an individual, and then 11, 12, 13 team, 15, 16 team, and then we won 3 of those.
Wow. How's your body?
Body's overall pretty healthy. I have since I broke my foot in 2018, and it was small, right? It's the Jones fracture, whatever that 5th metatarsal is, super minor fracture, but there's always been sort of like an imbalance on this side versus this side, and I don't think it's like, I don't have a crazy gait, squatting and movement mechanics feel okay. And then since then, obviously, just imbalances between right and left side, and it's gotten better, but it's sort of like worked its way up from ankle to knee to low back. And I've noticed it a little bit more lately. It's nothing super bad, like my gait, I don't feel as messed up, but it's like when I'm lifting or working out, favor one side. One leg always feels like it's contributing a little bit more. And it definitely feels tighter on this side. Like if there's one side that the hamstring gets tighter, the back gets tighter. And I remember last time we worked together, this is the first time I think I've been able to use both legs. Just wanted to try and get some of that worked out.
Nice. So, felt a lot better after last time we worked on you.
Yeah.
Good. This session's going to be a little bit different. So you see I got bars on the ceiling?
Yep.
That's where I'm going to be probably most of the time.
Cool. I'm psyched.
I hadn't seen James for about a year.
You said you've never had anybody walk on you before?
Not physical therapy or like body work.
Right.
He had come in with an ankle problem, a lower leg foot problem, and we worked on that last time and had a lot of success. And I know that he was quite surprised with how much success he had with the bodywork we gave him. In the last year, I've learned a ton and have changed my practice predominantly to Ashiatsu, where I'm basically using my feet to walk over people and trying to find people's patterns, break those patterns down, and even the body out. And so I was really excited to show James this new work.
Yeah, the sessions I've been doing are more like closer to 3 hours.
Oh, that's crazy.
But it's like compound interest. It just gets better and better as the body opens up more and more. So much more can be accomplished in one session versus like a month or so,
Yeah.
So there's layers to this game, and there are actually 3 major layers of the fascial system. So I just find that as you open up more, we start to get to deeper patterns, like you've been doing something with your right leg or your right hand the same way for so long.
Yeah. Now, is all fascia contiguous? Like, for example, is it all connected, and even if it's really far apart in the body, or?
Yeah, they've done studies where like the big toe connects to the base of the skull. You can actually pull on the toe and you'll see it in the skull.
But I go, did you work out all day? I'm like, well, that's part of it, but it's like,
yeah,
it's the sleep. It's the, at that point in time we were getting a lot of body work. It's the eating. It's, it's all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar.
There's so many bones and joints in your foot. I mean, if your foot opens up, it's like the roots of the tree that bear the fruit. I mean, your entire chain is going to change, right? So
Yeah.
I'll go back to your calf and your hamstring, and that will start to feel different as well. If I get rid of your restriction, you'll have more engagement. And this is meeting your level of intensity, which is quite high. I do really feel strongly that a big part of it is emotional. We hold on to things really well, whether that be life's trauma or CrossFit trauma or relationship trauma, whatever it is, right? And we hold on to it.
James is a high-level coach, high-level certified CrossFit coach. And I mean, he's doing the work on his body. And so working on James' body, he has a very mobile spine. What I usually find is people's spines are way more rounded, way more rigid. And working on James's spine was really cool because you can tell that it's just able to absorb a lot more weight. Vertebrae in the spine it's unrestricted. And in CrossFit, you're doing a lot of things overhead. Anybody who puts in that kind of amount of training is gonna build up tension and restriction in their body. And I was able to find lots of tension, lots of restriction in James, especially in his hips, and that puts a lot of pressure on the low back. You could tell James definitely was going deep within the session because it was very, very painful but he was able to handle it like a champ, like any high-level athlete can. They know how to go deep, they know how to breathe, and James was definitely doing some deep breathing to handle the amount of intensity that Shadle's table was bringing. And during our session, James was asking a lot of great questions. His curiosity was really getting the best of him. He was very curious about what was happening within the session.
Like, it's not a normal massage.
Yeah, it's not even a massage. It's barely body work
Like
anymore.
a hotel spa. Don't go.
I love what I do. Like, this is like, I absolutely love my job. So it's fun. It's fun to do this on the right people, because I know it's received well, and it's kind of like, it's like art, right? You know, like I'm painting my art. You know, I put it on YouTube. Like, started receiving this work, I was just like, oh my God, like I'm gonna be able to run a lot faster. Yeah. Circles with your right wrist. It feels like it's a tensegrity model, right?
Yeah.
You're asymmetrical, you're rotated, you're twisted in so many places you don't even know, right? I mean, we haven't even touched your spine, your arms, your forearms, your deltoid, you know, we haven't touched your hip flexors, right?
Yeah.
So my guess is it absolutely can be improved. Probably very quickly on you, because, you know, I mean, you're already so mobile and so strong.
Can you really feel as much as you can with your feet as you normally would with your hands? And I would say you can feel more. And the reason is because you can feel larger patterns with your feet. Instead of just working like a little teeny knot, you're actually working the fascial system. And so James is incredibly smart, and he was picking up on the fact that we were finding longer patterns that were connecting from his hip to his hamstring to his calf to his foot.
I open you up, the fascial system's more expanded. How do you keep it that way?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it could come in. But I would still say, like, probably the mobility you already are really good at, plus the ice bath stuff you're doing, the breathing you're doing. I'm sure those are tight. Yeah, see, sometime we'll get you back in here, we'll step on this. It's like, it's unbelievable, but it's like, when it goes, it's like, she's like, your lat, not too bad.
Right, but then you get
Terry's
I
major,
feel that.
yeah, Terry's major, all the Terry's really, but it's mostly because it's how do you stretch out the fascia here? You're good.
Yeah.
So
And that's what people always say. They're like, you're mobile. And I'm like, yeah, but I feel tight. Like, I can't
Yeah.
explain it to you.
it's your fascia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah, the ankles feel better. And
Yeah, this feels great. Feels good. When your elbow is released, it's life changing. Yeah, that's not really in there. It's one of the worst areas for sure. That's been there a while. Well, you know, the joint releasing this way, right? The fascial the system really just expanding and opening, and the joint is sort of releasing on its own, not being forced to be open. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but let me see what I want to work with. You can move so well in so many different ranges.
definitely the neck where before it was like,
Yeah,
it kind of hurt.
Yeah, that's what we want. It's the way it should be.
Yeah, it was funny when you grabbed these. I was like, because I never massaged that, and I was like, oh, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Like I expected this to be grody just because I noticed that more, but whew.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I've had some issues, not issues, but like I've just noticed lately, like pins and needles, tingling, grip weaknesses, and whether it's from being on a computer, getting older, training, I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice that was
Yeah.
that tight. Yeah, it was great, man. It was awesome.
Intense?
Definitely more intense. Like you said, it's obviously you feel the foot pressure is greater, but it was like the pressure is greater. Like the impact across the body was greater. Like there was one point I was like, I just feel tingly, like it was, which was funny. But no, I really liked it. Definitely more intense, but leg feels a lot more released. Like I said, I don't want to, hard to put words to it, but I feel like grounded. I feel pressure there, but that's not where it's tight. I feel pressure there, oh, that's where it's tight. Whereas sometimes when you're getting like a more, I don't know, like with a hand or an elbow, you just only feel the pressure right there. I think everyone should do it. I mean, if you're into this sort of thing, and once you release, you relax, and it's good. But it is like, there's part of it where I'm like, it's a little bit of work. Like you're gonna work. It's not just like a massage where you're gonna fall asleep the whole time.
No.
I think it's super good.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it for anybody, and hopefully I get to see you again soon.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for trying it out.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Bring in the next victim.
Cool. Yeah.